Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Joyful Journeys. We are in week 7 of the spring 2024 season of Girls on the Run. And today is a really special episode. Today is a brand new practice, a brand new topic that the girls are learning about in the brand new curriculum, Hello Superstar. And it is all about how we can be an includer in our community, no matter how big or small that community is. And I'm so happy to be joined today by Vineeth Lagouit. She is the principal at Loch Lomond Elementary in Prince William County, where we've had a Girls on the Run team for many, many years. So Vineeth, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited to chat with you about what it means to be an includer and foster inclusion, in girls that are in Girls on the Run age and just in general. So with that, can you tell us a little bit about the Loch Lomond community and its diversity? Because you guys have a wealth of diversity there.
Yes, definitely. So Loch Lomond is a little school located out in Manassas. We have about 475 students currently, and we are from pre-K to 5. And of course, our Girls on the Run program is from grades 3 through 5. Um, we are a 70% ESL population. So a lot of our students are Hispanic, but we also represent a lot of other nationalities like Bengali, Afghani, Vietnamese, Chinese. So we have quite a diverse population. And we are a school that is predominantly on free and reduced lunch, which just means we cater to different needs of our community over here.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love hearing about all your diversity. I know whenever we hear from the coaches at Loch Lomond about how diverse the team is and how much the girls come together and have fun, we love hearing that. But I mean, that's a huge, diverse population of so many nationalities. And like you mentioned, a lot of ESL learners. So how do you, as the leader of the school, foster those connections and foster inclusion with such a unique school population?
A great question. So one of the things that we really believe here is that school is a big part of the community, right? So we try to make our building welcome to all of our families, and of course our students, but really the whole extended family. And we do that by having a lot of bilingual speakers here. We have our staff is very, very diverse. Our front office is everyone in the front office speaks Spanish, which is amazing because I don't, and I need a lot of support sometimes. Um, our staff reflects our student body in that we have people from many different nationalities. We have a parent liaison position at Prince William County that is basically just a connect between parents and the school. And they do great things like offer classes for the parents in English. We have a food pantry that we stock. We get we do coat drives for the kids. So the parents know that we're here, yes, to help educate their children, but also to support them for all of their other needs. And they know that they can always call us with concerns that they're having just as a family, as a community. And we try to do the best we can to support them in any way that we can. So
I
we're also really lucky because we have incredible support from local organizations, right? Like we have a couple of churches that sponsor us. We have some businesses that help us out, and we know we can call them. They're willing to give us anything that we need to help our students be successful.
I love that so much. I love that, yes, school is obviously education. That's why school is there. But the way that you're fostering those connections and really welcoming in all these families, and hey, it's not just your child that's here at school, your whole family's here at school with us.
Yeah,
And like you said, making sure that if they have a need, you can meet it or connect them with somebody in the community to make that
exactly.
happen. Yeah.
Yes.
So, focusing on the Girls on the Run team, in what ways have you witnessed the Goater team at Loch Lomond foster a stronger sense of unity at your school and kind of bring together these girls from wildly different walks of life?
Yes. So I was really excited when I came to Loch Lomond 3 years ago because they already had a Girls on the Run program. And I had worked at a couple of other schools where I'd started Girls on the Run programs and seen how effective it was for those schools. So when I got here, it was great that it was already fully running. Parents knew about it, kids knew about it. The recruiting wasn't hard. You just kind of put up a sign in the beginning of the year and they would come up and register. A lot of returning students, which showed just the value of the program and how much they've gotten from it. So I think our teams usually run from like 20 to 30 kids. Some years we think we almost have to pare it back just to really have that time with the kids. We have 4 to 5 coaches, depending, and then a lot of staff that will choose to buddy run on race day with them, and a ton of parents that come out. They always come to the race. They participate. They either have siblings run with them or the parents run with them, dads run with them. It is just an incredible event for us, for our girls, and to have that experience for them is phenomenal. So I think the program itself, you see those lessons just going over the years, right? Especially because we start in 3rd grade, and they do tend to sign up every year. So they make connections. Our older students make great connections with our younger ones. They have a mentor-mentee kind of relationship.
Hmm.
Um, the Sometimes when there's some problems with behaviors, or you need to have certain discussions about friendships or self-esteem, you can always refer back to those lessons, and
Yeah.
the students connect. They make that connection, right? Like, they remember when you talked about this, and how did you feel about this? So our girls are really good at doing that, and we carry on those conversations with them and connect it also because a lot of staff members do coach. There's
Hmm.
a lot of people in the building that can make those connections for them,
Yeah.
so that really helps as well.
I love that. And yeah, I really like the sense of like you're talking about the families coming out and being involved as well. Like again, I just feel like that's another way that you're reinforcing that school is not just school, school's a whole community. And
Right.
we have to do this together and we're better together. I know one of
Yes.
my joys like at the 5K is looking out in the crowd, you know, as girls are coming back across the finish line. It's like, oh, mom is cheering with girl at the finish line and
She's
dad's
still
crossing
there.
the finish line with her. And they're all so
Yes.
happy. And I just love seeing kind of that wealth of diversity in our community
Right.
represented at our 5K. And I love that it is an opportunity and Girls on the Run is an opportunity for girls who might not necessarily, like you said, be friends, have a chance
Yeah.
to make that connection. And if it's a 5th grader with a 3rd grader, or it's a girl who has grown up in Northern Virginia her whole life, meeting and making friends with a girl who just recently immigrated, that is awesome. And that's like
Yes.
so what the inclusion piece of Girls on the Run is about.
And we start to see that even as early as the practice 5K, right? So
Mhm.
when we have the practice 5K, we always invite the parents, and we invite the staff, and we have stuff set up all around. And the siblings are so excited to be there cheering for their brothers and their sisters, and the brothers are usually running with
But yeah,
them, and
they
the
hop
little
in.
ones are being, dragged along as they go. And so it's just a whole atmosphere of it, right? And I think it gets them really excited for the big event, but I think that's a time when the parents actually learn a lot about what the program is about as well, because of course we send the materials home and they see it, but when you see it in action with the way that the kids are responding to each other, it really makes a huge difference.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. So true. Well, speaking of kind of things in action, you know, as adults, we can learn from kids. I know I learn from the girls on my team constantly. So, can you tell us about a time where you've witnessed your students kind of taking that action and leading the charge on, you know, being the includers in your school community and how they made a positive impact?
Right. So I think our students are amazing at being includers. And I think part of that is because they do it with their parents. A lot of the time, right? They sometimes their parents might not have the language skills necessary to navigate. And so the kids end up being the ones that help support that, right? They might come into the office and the parents kind of look at their child to help them translate. And so kids kind of pick up that role naturally of being caretakers,
Mhm.
and understanding how important it is to have everyone in on a conversation, or to kind of move it along. So we see it all the time with our students. We have a lot of students that come in that might not speak any English at all when they get here. They've just arrived from their home country, and you will see our students just gravitate towards them, right? And they take them under their wing, and they will interpret every last thing to them, and they will take them on tours of the building, and they just take them completely under their wing to get them to that next step. And sometimes it's something as simple as translating what's on a piece of paper for them so they can feel a
Mhm.
part of the lesson. Sometimes it'll be like, oh, I can show you how to use this Google app that will translate that document for you, and you can do this. It might be our students with some disabilities that they are so inclusive with. We have students that push into all the classrooms, and they work so well with them and learn how to adapt to fit the needs of others. And I think, yes, Girls on the Run teaches those things. And every day, their interactions with the students every day really build off of each other to show them how important that is.
Yeah, I think kids like take such a natural lead. Like you said, there's a kid that's new, they're going to take them under their wing. Kids just have this natural and innate ability of not wanting to leave anybody out. And I think that
Yes,
is something that I love fostering with, with my team, with kids that in my life, my niece, my nephew, like those types of things. And
right.
I
And
love following the lead of kids of doing that. Like how do we do that as adults better, you know?
right. And I think they also learn that a lot from modeling, right? Like
Mhm.
as a school, I do think that's something we are really good at doing as a staff. Like we don't take any of our kids as, oh, this is my classroom, these are my kids. It's this is my school, this is my team. How do I help everyone in this building? And so students pick up on that really well too. And they see that, if you have a problem, you can go to any adult in this building and we are going to try to help you. And they'll do the same for their friends. It's like, hey, find an adult. Who can you talk to? Who do you trust? And they'll just kind of bring them along with them. So I really love that term includer because they don't even, I don't know that they realize they're doing it as well as they do it. And I
Mhm.
think when you let them know, like, that's so lovely the way that you have helped this person feel comfortable. Or, we had a fifth grade boy who we had some students have some attendance issues, and so we kind of just paired them together, and it has been amazing to watch. Like they just go and check up on each other. He goes and checks on him every day to make sure he's there. It means so much to this little guy, and
Yeah.
it does make him show up. It's not nothing big comes out of it. There's no big reward, but it is someone just showing that they care, right? So and the child, the older student, came up with that idea on his own. It wasn't something that we
So
necessarily
cool.
had to ask.
Yeah.
So I think that they learn a lot of those things just by seeing the way adults interact, and they see the reward of how it makes someone feel just good to be included in
Yeah.
as part of something. So
100%. I mean,
it's great.
perfectly sets me up for my last question. Because
Oh,
we do this interview series, we try to, have something that the girls can get out of it and have something that adults, their families, caregivers who are watching this can get out of it. So, how can we as adults help children be better includers in our communities? And I think you said that modeling piece of it. Can you dive in a little deeper,
but
maybe some direct advice
right.
you would give?
Yeah, I think children learn best by what they see. Everything that we do is a reflection of our feelings for them, our hopes and dreams for them, our expectations for them. And so, and how we believe in including everyone is what we want them to do as they go out in the world, right? So, I do think that fostering that through things like Girls on the Run, we have the boys at our school saying all the time, how come we don't have a boys on the run? Why don't we have a program like that? And I keep thinking, like, we need a program like that.
Yeah.
And of course it's because Girls on the Run is great for the running,
Mhm.
but the lessons that you get out of being a part of something like that and really having that structured format of going through all those important life lessons
Yep. Yep.
is something we all need,
Yeah.
right? And I do wish there was a replica of that for our boys. We're trying to come up with something on our own, but it won't be the same, I'm sure. So um, I do think just everything we do in this building is about being inclusive of our families and our students. And I hope that that's something we get across to our parents as they come to us and they understand that we're not just invested in, um, the grades, right? And the numbers, but we're invested in their children and we really want what is best for them. So that is kind of the hope for every school in this community, I think.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, Vineeth, you have been an absolute joy to speak with. I've loved learning more about Loch Lomond, one of our amazing teams, and I love how you have been able to lead your school and really be a champion for inclusivity, in Manassas, Prince William County, in our Girls on the Run community. And we know you guys will keep doing amazing things with that inclusion and making those families feel welcome as they come to you and join our community both at the school level and the Girls on the Run level and just our Northern Virginia level as well.
Thanks so much, Ashley.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining us, and we will see you all next week for another edition of Joyful Journeys.
This episode of Joyful Journeys is brought to you by Girls on the Run of Northern Virginia.